So this is the Sab Goblin 700 Kraken. And if you don't know what one of those are, it is the pinnacle in RC stunt helicopters. So recently, we built this Align T-Rex 600 Nitro. And although it is an absolutely epic piece of kit, this is on a whole different level. This is like the Rolls Royce in RC stunt helicopters. And it's even bigger than this one. And it's going to run on 12S lipos. I'm all excited. But less waffle and more unboxing and more building. Oh, guys, check it out. Oh, look, it actually comes with a little building mat. All right, so I've got some good news. And I've also got some bad news. The good news is, just look at the quality of some of these parts. The bad news is that these are quite expensive. We're looking at about 3 or 4 grand by the time we got it up and flying and in the air, and I crash a lot. Which is bad news for me, but maybe good news for you lot, so you can laugh at my expense. Back in the day when I used to fly RC helis, I crashed hundreds of them. Like multiple helicopters every time I went out. So that's kind of why I gave up the hobby. But now, I'm getting back into it. But hopefully, we're not going to cause as much damage, but we probably will, maybe even more. I mean, look at this, guys. It weighs almost nothing. It's made out of carbon fibre. Check it out, the whole thing. The whole boom is carbon fibre blades. And look how big these ones are compared to the Align. I mean, when I first put this Align helicopter together, I was amazed at the quality and the workmanship. But then when you look at this, it's like on a whole different level, guys. Guys, it almost looks too nice to fly. Maybe I should just keep it as a shelf queen. No, don't worry, guys. We're going to fly it, and we're going to fly it. Well, I'm going to try and fly it good like the dude on the TV a minute ago, but it probably won't end well. Oh, and look over here. We've got another little Goblin helicopter. This one's a mini one, and this one is supposed to be pretty good for when you're practicing stunts and stuff because you can crash it, and it's easier and cheaper to fix. All right, enough waffle. Let's get wrenchy. So next, we've got to fit the servos, but I haven't got any yet. I'm still trying to figure out which ones to buy. So we're going to skip this step for now and move on to the side frames. So check out the size of the side frames. If you compare it to the Align, I think they did it this way to keep it as basic as possible and as easy as possible to repair when you crash it. These ball joints are a little bit on the tight side. I prefer it when they're a bit looser because it makes for a nicer flying helicopter. So I've got this little reamer here. We can ream out the ball joint holes and just make them fit a little bit nicer. That's better. Guys, this build is super simple and super straightforward. So you come over here, you get the bag that you need, and everything that you need for this section of the build is all in that bag. So there's no fishing around and looking for parts. Guys, this thing is an absolute pleasure to put together. Next, it gets exciting. We have the motor, and for that, we have a Scorpion. Oh, check it out, guys. So next, we've got to cut down the motor shaft, because if it's too long, it's going to poke down here too much and it's going to go into the lipo compartment, and then when you crash, that's going to be bad. So we're going to put the motor inside of a bag, so that when we're cutting the end of the shaft off, we don't get all the iron filings going into the actual motor. So next, we've got to mount the ESC, and for that, we've got a hobby wing, 200 amp, and we're going to be running it on 12S. So next, we've got to mount the fly-barless controller. I've opted for an Icon Bluetooth high voltage version. That's going to sit up here somewhere. All right, so it's been a few days, and I've got myself some servos. So I've opted to go for these KST servos here. The specs are pretty good. I've got the tail one already mounted in there, but we're going to leave this off until we plug it all in so we can centre it. But these ones here, I think I'm going to centre them first, because it's going to be pretty hard to get the screwdriver in there afterwards once these are mounted. So we've got servo tester, battery pack, put that into the centre position, and hopefully that's actually going to be centre. So guys, we're almost complete. We've got the motor in, servos in, got the blades on temporarily just to see what it looks like. So I've mounted the satellites on the back of the servo here so that they poke out the top of the canopy. We still got to wire it all up, but I've got to do that after I've bought some batteries. So let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think are some good batteries that I can run on this? They're going to be 12S. Get it hooked up to the ESC, and then we can program the fly-barless controller. One thing though that appears to be a little bit wrong is that this rod here, I built it to the instructions, 750mm long, but when you put this servo horn here to 90 degrees, then we come to the back here, look at that angle there should also be 90 degrees. Because now look, we get so much travel that way, and the other way, it's not going the whole way, look, it's still got loads more that it can go. And look at that servo angle there, look. No, that's not right, guys. So this has definitely got to be longer, but by the looks of it, it's got to be longer by quite a big amount. So I'm worried that this isn't actually long enough. I mean, looking at this goblin video on the internet, it looks like it's got quite a big gap there. So maybe we just got to unwind it, lengthen it until we get the right angle. But I'm just scared there's not going to be enough thread on there and the ball links are going to fall off and then we crash. So in the next video, we're going to get the batteries, we're going to set it up, we're going to take it out and give it its first flight. But guys, I'm pretty nervous. I don't really want to destroy this. It's way too nice to crash. But, it's probably going to happen. Hopefully not, though. So subscribe and smash the bell so you don't miss it.